All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss how to continue on your weight loss journey while traveling. We're joined by fellow online fitness coach Eddie Roselle. Let's get into it. All right, so preparation for traveling when you're on a weight loss journey. How do we go about that?
Yeah. One of the things that I tell my clients, and I think is incredibly helpful, is like you said, preparation. Really, it all comes down to planning. And what I mean by that is you're gonna be busy. You're gonna be on some kind of a schedule, probably. You're gonna be running through an airport, or you're gonna be driving, and so you're gonna be in an environment where you don't have full control of what you can eat, right? And so in order to kind of reel that in a little bit and try to have some control, my recommendation is bring snacks that you know you're going to be able to have within reach when you find yourself in a position where you're not going to have your regular lunch that you can make at home or that you brought to the office. And so what does that look like? That looks like protein shakes if you have somewhere to keep them cool. That looks like any kind of protein snacks, protein bars. I know that some of them are just like candy bars, but there are some good ones out there that you can get that are pretty low in sugar, high in fiber. So I usually tell people pack your bag with stuff that you can have as almost like a backup, because you already know that you're going to be in a situation where you have lack of control in terms of what's around you. And so you might as well just kind of have a backup plan ahead, and that just kind of goes to your point of just planning ahead for that stuff. You know you're going to be in that situation, so just plan for it.
Right, protein is so important in all of this because overconsumption of fats and carbs, that's what's going to get us the extra weight gain. So making sure that we pack, let's say we're going on a road trip, let's pack a cooler and let's put some Greek yogurt in there. Let's put maybe some smoothies in there that are high in protein, protein shakes, stuff like that. Help you get your protein intake up and kind of limiting the amount of restaurants you stop at. Let's say you're on a road trip, or just doing it in moderation, really.
Yeah, another thing that you can do is load up on protein before your trip. Like, so if it's a day trip, right? Load up on protein in the morning. Make sure you get a good portion of your protein in the morning before you leave, and then take some snacks as backups in your bag or in your car. If you're flying and you're going to be gone for a few days, take some snacks in your bag and have stuff that you can kind of go to. Take an apple. I travel a lot of times with protein bars and apples because they're easy. They don't go bad. You can take them on a plane. Luckily, you know places and airports and even gas stations have gotten better throughout the years, where you used to be able to like have to really struggle to find anything healthy. But now you can find things. You can find things like hard-boiled eggs. You can find things like protein shakes and protein bars. I think it's getting better and it's getting easier. But the whole idea that we're talking about here, I think, is don't rely on what you're going to find. Just plan ahead and have some backups so that you're not kind of up in the air. And because when you don't have something that you can fall back on and you don't have a go-to, you don't have a plan, you're going to resort to the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is stopping at a fast food place because it's quick, because it's cheap. You know that. So people are going to kind of do what's easiest. And if you can automatically insert what's easiest by having something in your bag, then that's your best kind of strategy.
Yeah, and also figuring out what the gym situation is. Is the hotel you're going to stay at have a gym? Or if you're going to a conference, is the one that the hotel they picked for you going to have a gym? Or are
Yeah.
there gyms in the area that you could potentially get maybe like a week pass? That's also very key.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And if you do have a gym, that's great. I tell people sometimes when they're traveling, I have clients that travel a lot. I have one client that travels basically almost every week, and about 3 days out of the week, she's basically in kind of like a short term hotel. And I tell her, if you're gonna have access to a gym, that's great. If not, don't let perfection get in the way of progress. Just because you can't do your exact perfect workout that you do at home or at your regular gym, it doesn't mean that you have to do nothing, right? So don't let that get in the way of at least getting something done, even if it's traveling with some resistance bands if you need to, or doing a dumbbell workout because you don't have access to barbells and you usually do barbells. It's okay if you do a dumbbell workout. It's okay if you have these alternative movements, right? So that you don't feel like, oh, I can't do my perfect workout, so I'm just going to throw it up in the air and I'm not going to do anything at all. That's not what you want. What you want is to just kind of get something in.
And then going into more of the restaurant kind of thing, when you order food, try and order, like if you're going to order a burger, get a healthier side. Don't do burger and fries. Maybe
Yeah.
get a burger and a salad with light dressing. And just that little bit will definitely help you, because tracking your macros is something that you really don't want to do while you're traveling. So doing something like that will definitely help.
Yeah, you can drive yourself crazy trying to figure out how they're cooking something, what oils they're using, things like that. So I think the first step is really setting the expectation that you're not going to be perfect and you're not going to be probably tracking when you're at these restaurants and places like that. What your goal is to do your best. And your best is what you mentioned, right? Have trade-offs. If you're going to order the burger because that's the healthiest thing on there, then get it with a side salad. If you're going to get the side salad, always get the dressing on the side because you don't need it to be drenched in dressing. Little things like that. How many condiments are you putting on the burger and stuff like that? So it's always so important. We're not going to always have the ability to go online and look at a restaurant's menu. I would say if you have that choice, absolutely do it. Go in with a plan. But sometimes you're not. You're going to be driving around, you're flying, or you're running through an airport and you see a couple of different options that are close to you, and that's what you kind of got to go with. So it's okay to not be perfect. And remember, it's one meal, right? It's not going to mess up weeks and weeks of work if you have one burger. I think people always fall into this all or nothing mentality, and if they're not perfect they feel like they just have to give up, and that's not the you're never going to be perfect. You're not going to have a perfect week or a perfect day. It's okay. Just set the expectation ahead of time that you're just trying to do your best, and have some flexibility built into your plan, because if not, you're going to fail and you're going to feel like a failure, and then you're going to be like, this isn't worth it, right?
Right. And then on that with drinks, there's lots of temptations there, whether it be alcohol, whether it be soda drinks. For the alcohol, just try and get a lower calorie alcoholic drink. And they have a lots of options now. I know Bud Light has like a lower calorie seltzer,
Yeah.
White Claws, stuff like that. You want to stay away from the high sugar, high calorie drinks. And you can still have alcohol. Obviously, it's better if you don't, but hey, it's travel. You want to have fun.
Right. And sometimes if you're in a specific industry and you have to entertain clients, you're going to go out and you're going to have a drink or two. That's fine. But you can still have a little bit of alcohol in your diet and make good choices relative to maybe what you did in the past. So you can stick to things like drier white wine or red wine. You can stick to things like, vodkas and cleaner tequilas and things like that with a soda. As you know, I had a client that didn't know, poor thing, she didn't know that tonic water was basically like drinking a soda. It has a bunch of carbs and calories in it, right? She didn't know that. So, swapping that gin and tonic for a gin and soda and a lime, use things like limes and lemons and even cucumbers, things like that to give your drink some flavor, but no calories added. So think about creative ways to give yourself some flavor, still have a little bit of alcohol, but your mixers are low calorie. That mixer portion, making that low calorie, is a huge component. And like you said, there's a lot of options with a lot of the seltzers. If you can get away with one of those, they're typically like 80 to 100 calories, and those are really good options as well.
Right. If you could sum this all up, just if you're traveling on a weight loss journey, what are some key tips you would say to summarize this?
Number one, have your go tos. So I have go tos, which is I carry an apple or two, and I have specific protein bars that I know that I enjoy, flavors that I enjoy, and I'm going to throw them in my bag. So that's number one, is have your go tos. Number two, don't expect to be perfect. You have to set the expectation that things are not going to go perfect, and so you have to be okay with that. Don't let it be this guilt. Don't feel guilty because all of a sudden you're going to have a burger, or you're going to have something that you regularly wouldn't have at home. It's okay. It's not going to ruin, and that would be number three, is it's not going to ruin all the progress that you've made. So give yourself some grace, and just accept the fact that you're doing your best. It's not going to ruin days and days of progress, weeks of progress. You mess up and you eat a food that you usually don't eat one day or 2 days. It's not going to ruin all of your progress. Just enjoy it, do as best as you can, and then just try to plan ahead.
All right, that wraps up today's video on traveling while on your weight loss journey. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time.